ready to get it underway. Here's the Compaq Center. Corey Blunt will jump center for the Suns. Hakeem Olajuwon for the Rockets. The Dream knocks it back to Francis, and Francis will bring it up offensively for the first time tonight for Houston. Drifts over to the right side of the basketball, bounces it to Williams. He goes in low, but there is nobody there. Taylor couldn't get to the ball. Turnover, Houston.
Well, Taylor and Olajuwon don't get a lot of touches during the course of the game, so they try to go to them early.
Now Jason Kidd will come up out of backcourt, and Steve Francis there to meet him defensively for the Rockets. Over to Mario Elie. Elie holds the ball away from Shandon Anderson, goes down low to Robinson. Robinson back out to Marion. Over to Kidd. Back to Marion one more time. Marion on the drive in the lane, 14 feet away. He'll miss, and Olajuwon pulls down the rebound. Gets it up to Steve Francis. Francis to the right side, still beyond that three-point arc for the Houston Rockets. Now holds on. Looks low, but drops the pass off to Mo Taylor. Right back to Francis. Francis to the left side on the dribble with just under 10 seconds on the Houston shot clock. Goes into the corner area, bounces it out to Olajuwon. He hangs on, throws it away, but it goes off Elie. And Houston will have it, but just 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, Olajuwon definitely not the player that he once was, but one of the problems he always had as a player was passing the basketball because he was so used to shooting it.
He seems to have picked it up a little in the last couple of games, been a little more active.
Well, he looks like he's trying to get more people involved.
All right, now it goes over to Williams, who has a good close-in shot and scores. So with 2 seconds to shoot, they got it to Walt Williams right underneath on the left side, and he got the layup for the Rockets.
And that drives the coach crazy when that happens.
Here is Corey Blunt handling the ball down front, down for the Suns, just right of the key. One bounce before giving the ball to Elie. Elie bounces inside to Cliff Robinson. Robinson turns, shot off to the right, no good, and the rebound belongs to Taylor. A 2-0 Rocket lead. Up to Steve Francis. Francis takes to the left side, pushes to Williams, inside to Olajuwon to the hoop for two.
So that's what he does well. He can get excellent low post position, and as you see, he can get the ball up in a hurry to the basket.
Well, no question about that. This is his 17th season, Hakeem Olajuwon, and he says he wants to play another year. All right, here's Corey Blunt again. Hands the ball off to Shawn Marion. Marion over on the left to Kidd. Had a notion from three-point range. Now puts up the outside shot. Won't get it. Rebound Corey Blunt. He's pinned down underneath. Shot swatted away. Marion gets it back. Another block by Olajuwon. And Olajuwon comes up with the ball. Throws it out on the break, but Elie tips the ball over to Kidd, and the Suns have the steal. Cross-court pass over to Cliff Robinson. Open from 14. Swish, it's good.
Well, Suns look like they got their steal hands working tonight.
Well, they average over 11 per game. Number one in the NBA in steals. 4-2, the Rockets here in the early going. In Houston, Texas. Out front, Maurice Taylor. Last year with the Clippers. His first year with the Houston Rockets out of Michigan. To Walt Williams. Williams to Taylor. Left side from 18. The shot is short, but Olajuwon has the rebound. Follows and scores.
Well, the last 4 ball games, he stepped up his game. He seems to be a lot healthier, and he's making shots for him.
And Houston with a 6-2 lead. Jason Kidd out front down to Cliff Robinson. Over to Mario Elie. Elie at three-point range on the left side. Played by Shandon Anderson. Here's the drive to the baseline. Out to Marion. In front for Kidd. Kidd, a blocking foul here on Francis of Houston.
Well, these two guys are going to be battling all night. Tough call for Steve Francis. But Jason Kidd is so quick. And his step, he knows how to work his way around the basketball court, and Francis just stepped in a little bit too late.
And just slightly moving. Daniel Santiago will come into the Suns lineup now, refacing Corey Blunt. Santiago, the 7-1 performer, played in Italy the last 2 years. And the Suns have the ball into Kidd. Kidd on the drive over on the left side, pushes it up from the baseline, but it's short. Anderson rebounds for the Rockets. Puts it on the floor, right down the middle, off to Taylor. Taylor, little spin move left of the lane, jump hook, no good. Rebound to Shawn Marion. Marion hangs on, then elects to bring the ball up out of backcourt for the Suns himself. 6-2, Houston with the lead. Cliff Robinson out front, now gets the pass around to Elie. Elie over on the angle left side. Elie waiting, gets down to Robinson. A fake, a drive, a stuff, good.
Good to see Cliff taking it aggressive. For a few games, he was trying to just shoot it over and finesse it in. He's taking it strong the last 2.
Well, we mentioned in their last meeting in Phoenix, Cliff Robinson had 30 points in the ball game and was 12 of 12 free throw shooting. Now we get an illegal defense warning here against the Suns. Illegal defense warning against the Suns. We mentioned Robinson, and you mentioned, Eddie, that this time when he got the ball inside, he took it right in for the
Well, not
jam.
relying on the jump shot.
Right.
He struggled lately with that.
Steve Francis now trying to inbound the ball, and now we're going to get a foul called on Daniel Santiago.
The Suns have to be careful because they're facing a team that they know how to spread the court and get you in an illegal defensive situation. The Suns have to use their rotations very well.
The Rockets lost their first game of the year here at home to Minnesota. Since then, they've won 5 straight here at the Compaq Center. Steve Francis, 7 seconds to shoot it. Goes inside, and it's put up by Olajuwon. Won't get it. Rebound. Olajuwon has it, and as he goes up, he's called for traveling. So the Suns will get it on the Houston turnover here with just over 8 minutes left in the opening quarter.
Well, as you get older, and I know, your jumping ability leaves you in a hurry. And Olajuwon, you remember, would probably be in the rim and running back down court about 5 years ago.
Houston has turned it over 3 times. The Suns yet to have a turnover. Shawn Marion right in the key area. Walt Williams guarding him for the Rockets. Pass over on the left side. Picked up by Robinson. Out to Marion. Marion driving to the hoop. A floater won't go. Santiago had the rebound, but it's knocked away by Francis. Picked up by Williams. Back to Francis. Francis on the right side. Played collegiately at Maryland. Over to Walt Williams. Williams on the drive left of the lane, and we get a whistle here, and we get an offensive foul on Walt Williams for pushing off.
Well, Williams coming back from the hip injury, and he's not a player that likes to go one-on-one. He has a hard time elevating over people, and he tried to push off on Shawn.
Mentioned Steve Francis out of Maryland. Walt Williams also played collegiately in Maryland. Here are the Suns now. Cliff Robinson out to Santiago. Around the left side to Marion. Inside, Cliff Robinson. Little jump hook won't go, and Olajuwon with the rebound. Off to Steve Francis. The co-NBA Rookie of the Year. He and Chicago's Elton Brand had that honor last season. Now Shandon Anderson over on the left side at the baseline. Gets rid of the ball, but as he does, we have a foul, and it's going to be on Cliff Robinson of the Suns.
Yeah, Cliff just stepping out a little bit too late on that. Shandon Anderson loves to drive the basketball.
Olajuwon already has 5 rebounds here in the opening quarter for the Rockets. Houston gets it into Steve Francis. Francis on the left side. 8 seconds to shoot it. Out to Taylor. 15-footer won't go. Rebound tipped out to Ellie. Throws it length of the court. Gathered in by Robinson. Gets it to Shawn Marion for a jam, and the Suns get a fast break hoop.
I thought he was going to throw it up at the rim and let Shawn just break the rim down, but I thought that was a good pass with a Rocket following behind.
So this game is tied at 6. Steve Francis slowing things down for Houston. Jason Kidd out defensively on the young point guard of the Rockets. He takes it into the lane. Passes in the corner for Williams. On an 18-footer, not going to go. And Mario Ellie jerks down the rebound for the Suns. Brings it on the dribble down the left side. Hangs on, gives to the trailing Cliff Robinson. 20-footer, got it!
That's the shot Cliff has been hitting early in the season. It left him over the last few ball games. That's a good sign.
Timeout Rockets with 6:27 left in the opening quarter here in Houston. Suns 8, Rockets 6. Be right back. To see that one in person. Steve Francis coming up out of the backcourt. He averages just over 17 points a game. Francis deals it off to Walt Williams. They go in low to the Dream. He makes the grab and the stuff.
Well, that's the Dream of old there, and they're looking for him early. Really took the ball away from him early on in the season, and he's really rolling.
Game is tied at 8. Jason Kidd bounces it out front now to Shawn Marion. Marion straddling the three-point line, gives it to Robinson. Robinson drives inside. Shot knocked away. Rebound Marion. Takes it in the corner. Marion bounces it low to Robinson again. Being played defensively by Olajuwon, who knocks the ball away out of bounds. Suns will still have possession.
Well, that's a part of Dream's game that was really up there, his ability to knock the ball away from you while you're dribbling it. You throw the lob to Dream, and he gets good position in there. He's going to take it down.
18 seconds on the shot clock for the Suns. Ball comes into Kidd. Kidd driving to the right side. Baseline 16-footer. No good. Rebound to Walt Williams. Williams will put it on the floor, bring it up over the time stripe himself for the Rockets. Stops. His bounce pass goes to Anderson. Down low to Olajuwon, who will push off and score.
People around here were saying Dream was a little old, and I guess he's proving people wrong.
Well, it's 10-8 Houston. Out front down, Shawn Marion. Marion hanging on to the basketball, looking for some movement for his teammates. Finally, Santiago comes out on top, gets the pass Over on the left side for Ellie. 6 seconds to shoot it. Ellie on the drive. Off the glass. Can't get it. Tipping Santiago won't go. Loose out front. Loose ball. And it's controlled by Mo Taylor. Taylor gets it up in the midcourt to Walt Williams for Houston. Cross court to Shannon Anderson. Anderson to the hoop. That'll be a charge. Offensive foul on the Rockets. Shannon Anderson.
Well, both officials called that at the same time. So Shannon Anderson has no argument there. He ran right over him.
Corey Blunt returning for the Suns. Santiago coming out. And the Suns will have the basketball, trailing by 2 points, 10-8, with 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Suns basketball brought to you in part by Bud Light. With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Here's Kidd, 18-foot jumper. It's good.
Jason didn't look for his shot early in the last night's ball game. He needs to stay aggressive for the full 48 minutes offensively.
Game is tied at 10. Steve Francis gets it off down to Walt Williams. Williams over on the angle left side. Gives it to Taylor, just left of the key. Taylor puts it on the floor, starts to move against Robinson. Now fade away from 14, good. Nice shot.
Well, that's why they signed him, his ability to post up. Rudy trying to get back to the old way of playing, but he's been slow in getting him there.
Up out of backcourt, down comes Jason Kidd for the Suns. A 12-10 Houston lead. To Robinson, back to Kidd. Underneath, trying to go to Blunt, but it goes out of bounds. Turnover Suns, and Houston will have the ball.
Well, the Rockets are not going to really give you that huge of a presence defensively. Dream not the shot blocker he used to be. The Suns just have to be careful and take care of the basketball.
Steve Francis out of backcourt over to Walt Williams. Williams on top for Taylor now. Taylor looks. Taylor from out front, and he hits about a 20-footer.
Well, what they do, sort of what New York did last night, if you get the hot hand, they will continue to go to you, and Taylor's gotten 2 touches in a row.
And the Rockets with a 4-point lead, 14-10. Jason Kidd driving to the right side, bounces into Corey Blunt, and he is hit and fouled as he tries to put the shot up, and Taylor will be called for the Houston foul.
Well, if Corey is going to guard the Dream Olajuwon, then he has to get some touches down low to see if he can get someone in foul trouble and do a little damage.
Suns will inbound with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Comes into Jason Kidd. Kidd bounces it back to Ellie. Ellie on the drive, wants to go to the hoop. A finger roll, not good, and he's fouled. He will go to the free throw line to shoot 2, and Taylor will pick up another foul.
Well, Mario is a former Rocket, the guy that was here when they won the 2 championships, and he's 8-0 against his former team, so that's definitely a good omen to have Mario out there on the floor.
Talking about Mo Taylor, originally drafted by the LA Clippers in the first round back in 1997. The 14th pick, and he's been with the Clippers the last 3 years. He's coming out now, and Kenny Thomas will check in out of New Mexico, his second year, 6'7", 260. He's a strong inside player, good rebounder.
Yeah, and he had a good year last year for them. Not getting a lot of time this year because of Maurice Taylor, but he has the ability to go down in the post and cause damage.
Mario Ellie knocks down the 2 free throws for the Suns. 14-12 is the lead in this one. Steve Francis out front, takes the ball over to the right side, almost loses it, bouncing it off his heel, but gets it back. Now takes it towards the lane. Out front it comes to Thomas. Thomas cuts in low, can't shoot it. Gets it off to Francis again. Francis on the drive, takes the ball to the hoop, score it, count it, and he's fouled by Cliff Robinson. The officiating team here tonight, Phil Robinson, Nolan Fine, and Bob Delaney.
Well, Francis has 3 things going for him. He's quick, he can elevate, and he's strong. And he can get the ball up at the basket. I don't care if you take him to the floor. He has a good ability to still concentrate and make the hoop.
America West Airlines will do nonstop service to 9 new cities. Happy to be bringing you Suns basketball. America West Airlines, the official airline of the Suns. Well, a technical foul just been slapped on Cliff Robinson as he comes out of the game, and Rodney Rogers comes in.
Well, Cliff complaining there, but Steve Francis drove hard to the basket, and most times the player's going to go for the offensive player.
Francis gets the technical free throw. Well, the Suns on the flight last night were a very unhappy crew with the officiating in that New York game. Here's Cuttino Mobley. He was the runner-up to Rodney Rogers for the 6th Man of the Year award in the NBA last year. So Rogers has come in for the Suns, and Mobley has come in here for the Houston Rockets, as Steve Francis now at the free throw line. Puts this one up and gets it, turns it into a 4-point play with a technical.
Yeah, and that's a bonus for them. And you don't want to give up 3 points, especially when you're on the road.
18-12, Houston with the lead. Jason Kidd, 15-foot jump shot. Looks good, is good.
Well, France is going underneath the two-man game to pick up top, not respecting Jason's jump shot, and Jason keeps draining him. He will change that way of playing.
Rockets up by 4, 18-14. 3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Mobley over on the left side. He played 4 years of college basketball at the University of Rhode Island. Out it comes to Walt Williams. His outside jumper is not going to go. Then the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be handed back to the Houston Rockets with a new shot clock. But we are going to get a timeout right now. 2:49 left in this first period. Rockets 18, Phoenix Suns 14. Back after the full timeout. It is 18-14 Houston. Rockets to the ball and a brand new 24 seconds on the shot clock. Walt Williams to inbound, finds Steve Francis over on the left side. Francis will bring it out front, take a little time now. Drives to his left. Francis keeps coming out to Thomas. Thomas will put up a three-pointer. It's not going to go, and Shawn Marion high in the air for the rebound for the Suns. Dishes off to Jason Kidd. Kidd comes down, pass ahead to Marion, back to Kidd over on the right side, driving in the corner, out to Marion. Marion looks to Tony Delk, who came in during that timeout. Post-in shot, 8-footer, no good. Rebound tipped over and grabbed finally back to Patino Mobley of the Rockets. He takes it all the way to the basket, off the glass and in.
Well, you just know once he gets in the game, he's going to try to shoot it.
Steal by Steve Francis. And the Rockets have it again, leading 20-14. Francis over on the left side. We're approaching 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Down low to Olajuwon. He'll miss the layup. Gets the rebound back. Dishes to Francis. Francis comes out front, cuts across the lane. Running right-hander. Not good. Whistle, foul. And the foul will be on the Suns' Jason Kidd.
Francis dribbled from one side of the court to the other, and really no one challenged him. And he had an opportunity to get an easy shot. He missed it, but he got fouled.
Francis was originally selected by Vancouver in the first round of the 1999 NBA draft. He was the second player selected, didn't want to play in Vancouver. And finally they made a deal and brought him here to Houston. Vancouver receiving Michael Dickerson, Othello Harrington, Brent Price, first round draft pick. First free throw's good. Here is Jason Collier coming in now, a 7-foot rookie who played 2 years at Indiana and finished up at Georgia Tech collegiately. He'll replace Hakeem the Dream, and Francis connects on another free throw. And Houston has their biggest lead. They're up 22-14 with 1:50 remaining here in the first quarter. Jason Kidd over on the right side, tries to bounce it inside. It goes off one of the Houston Rockets, and the Suns will have the ball back.
Well, I hope Jason doesn't shy away from continuing to shoot the basketball there. Steve Francis still going below the pick. He has to continue to shoot that shot.
So the Suns have Tony Delk, Jason Kidd, Rodney Rogers, Shawn Marion, and Delk will inbound the ball. Corey Blunt also in the Phoenix lineup right now. Pass comes out to Jason Kidd. Kidd over to Delk. Delk jumper from 15. Won't go. Rebound down to Steve Francis. Francis turns, brings it up over the time scribe. 1.5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Back it comes to Kenny Thomas. Makes a move, traveling.
Well, I was waiting for him to make that call. He's done it a couple of times when he catches the basketball, shuffling both feet, making up his mind he wants to drive right away.
The Rockets with an 8-point lead. And Houston has 6 turnovers, but they've been able to get away with them. The Suns have only 2, but Houston up 22-14. Jason Kidd gets the ball ahead to Marion. Down low to Rodney Rogers. Rogers out to Kidd. He throws it in underneath, and Blunt gets a chance. They thought Jason was going to shoot the 3.
But that's nice for Corey Blunt because he's going to battle defensively in there, and it's good that someone out there is trying to recognize and give somebody an opportunity to get an easy 2 points.
Houston on top, 22-16. Coming down to 1 minute remaining here in the opening quarter. Steve Francis over on the left side. Drive to the baseline. Can't break loose. Out to Williams. Over to Collier. The big 7-footer puts up a 20-footer. It's an air ball. Grabbed underneath by Marion. To Kidd. Long lead pass for Rodney Rogers. He drives it to the basket. Shot doesn't go, but he's fouled on the play. Rogers will go to the line, and Jason Collier picks up the foul.
Jason Kidd controlling the action, and he's the one that's going to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to get touches and gets easy shots. And Corey Blunt in the last possession got an easy one.
Foul was on Collier. We mentioned he played a couple of years for Bobby Knight at Indiana. He says he could do a short story on Bobby Knight, but he prefers not to talk about it. Said they just were different personalities, so he left and went to Georgia Tech. I can understand that. Both free throws are good by Rodney Rogers. So the Suns getting back here within 4 points. 22-18 Houston. Final 45 seconds of the first quarter. Mobley handling the ball way out on the perimeter right side. Played defensively by Tony Delk. Mobley on the drive to the baseline. Fires it in the corner. Francis there. Francis out on top to Mobley. 16-footer good.
An example of the way they play. They pass to one another.
Now the Suns come down with a long pass to Kidd. Kidd cross court for Shawn Marion. Marion from 18. Yes, indeed.
Shawn knows where to go in order to get that basketball from Jason, and he looks for him.
Steve Francis backcourt. A 24-20 Houston lead. And Houston now looking for the last shot of this opening quarter. 15 seconds to put it up. Francis just using the clock. Out on the perimeter left side now. Looks back at the official. 7 seconds to shoot it. Francis will put up a three. Won't get that one. Rebound to Delk. Delk with 2 seconds. With 1 second. Ball slips away. No shot. And we have come to the end of the first quarter here in Houston with a score. The Houston Rockets 24. The Phoenix Suns 20 in the second quarter coming right up. When Mobley comes back out, he went in with trainer Keith Jones. The Suns 38% of the first quarter. Houston 50% from the field. Now Kenny Thomas gets a pass inside. The Suns turn it over on their first possession to start this second quarter here at the Compaq Center. Moochie Norris has checked in, and he is in the Houston Rocket lineup out to Collier. Collier, the 7-footer, pushes up a 16-footer that won't go. And the rebound down to Jason Kidd. I notice Jake Sakalidis has checked in for the Phoenix Suns. He hasn't gotten much playing time of late, but the big 7'2" center's in there now. Here's Cliff Robinson from Rogers. Robinson to the hoop, and he scores.
Well, you can slash to the basket against this Houston team, especially when Olajuwon's out of the lineup.
All right, the Suns cut the lead to 2. It is 24-22. Houston by a couple. Walt Williams over to Kenny Thomas. Thomas left of the lane area, fakes the drive, takes it into the lane, in deep, up with the left hand, didn't get it. Rebound, Collier, he scores it.
Collier got a gimme there. The Suns played good defense. Kenny Thomas missed a tough shot. Didn't block out on Collier.
Jason Collier getting the follow-up and making it a 26-22 Houston lead. Suns with Rodney Rogers, Cliff Robinson, Jake Sakalidis. Here's the ball. They try to go to Robinson. He's pushed away, loose, and it's grabbed by Kenny Thomas. Over to Williams. Another Suns turnover. Back to Steve Francis. Francis in the lane. Drops it low inside for Collier, and the big rookie is fouled, putting the ball up. Rodney Rogers will be charged with the personal foul. And going to the free throw line will be Jason Collier for Houston.
Well, Jake has to be aware that his man is behind him. He's concentrating on Steve Francis, and Collier just snuck in behind him and got an opportunity at a layup.
And the first free throw is good. Matt Bullard will now come in. He will replace Walt Williams. Bullard in his 10th year. 6'10" performer from the University of Iowa. And Jason Collier waits for his second free throw attempt and gets them both. So it's now Houston 28, the Suns 22 here early in the second quarter. Jason Kidd up over the time stripe. Steve Francis out there to play him defensively for the Rockets. The bounce pass to Delk, down into Sakalidis. Sakalidis low, turns a little jump hook. Good. Nice move by Big Jake.
Excellent move by Big Jake, taking advantage of the rookie.
Here's Francis over on the right side. 28-24 Houston. Francis out to Collier. Collier from long range scores. Well, he's a 7-footer, but he likes to shoot it from out front, Eddie.
He's coming right back. Maybe we're going to get a battle of the centers here in the next few minutes.
30-24, Houston on top. Jason Kidd gets the ball on the left side to Delk. Back out to Kidd. The lob in for Sakalidis. Sakalidis, a little soft hook. Won't get this one. And Collier is able to pull down the rebound for the Rockets. Gets it off to Moochie Norris. Norris back to Collier. Over on the right side for Francis. Francis just holds the ball, now puts it on the floor, wants to drive the baseline underneath the hoop. In the corner, Bullard. He loves to shoot from there. Three-pointer, good. Matt Bullard.
You cannot leave Matt Bullard. He cannot put the ball down and take it to the basket. He can only shoot three-point shots.
And the Rockets with their biggest lead, up by 9 points. Cliff Robinson bounces the ball down to Rogers. Rogers turns and faces the hoop against Bullard. Little spin move in traffic, but he scores it.
They should go at Matt Bullard every time. Struggles defensively in the post.
33-26, Houston on top. Steve Francis out front against Kidd. Francis to the left side. Rodney Rogers takes him defensively in a switch. Francis wants to go in low. Here's the fadeaway from about 8 feet. No good. Rebound to Cliff Robinson. Quick pass back to Kidd. Kidd bounce it low for Delk. It's deflected, but goes off Delk. Suns lose it.
Tony stopped running. Tony wanted to shoot the little short jump shot, and Jason thinking Tony's going to go all the way to the basket for a layup.
33-26, Houston leading it. Moochie Norris up out of backcourt, a 6'1" guard who finished his collegiate career in West Florida, his 4th season in the league. Got to Collier. Inside it goes, knocked down, picked up by the Suns, Jason Kidd. Kidd out of backcourt, he's going to be grabbed and fouled. And Jason Kidd will go to the free throw line to attempt a couple of free throws. All coming here with 8 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first half. And we're going to get a timeout. Let's check the score. Houston 33, Suns 26. And we'll be back after the full timeout. Houston is 6 of 6 from that charity stripe here in the first half. And Kidd's first one is up and good. Again, the Suns with Rodney Rogers, Cliff Robinson, Jake Sakalidis, Tony Delk, and Jason Kidd. Matt Bullard, Kenny Thomas, Jason Collier, Francis, and Norris for the Houston Rockets. Both free throws are good by Kidd. And it's a 5-point Houston lead now, 33-28. Steve Francis handles the basketball, drops it off out on the perimeter for Kenny Thomas. Thomas out of New Mexico gets the ball to Bullard out front, wants to shoot a 3, takes a step closer, puts up a 20-footer, won't get it. Rebound into the corner. Collier tries to save it, but it's grabbed by Cliff Robinson up to Kidd. Kidd on the drive, comes in deep, can't get the shot off, bounces it out to Cliff Robinson, right back to Kidd, out front to Delk. 17-footer looks short, and is. And Steve Francis rebounds. He's got, guess who? Norris all alone, throws the ball length to the court. Moochie Norris with a gimme.
Suns got caught standing watching the shot of Tony Delk. His man just released and got a layup.
35-28 Houston. Rodney Rogers low on the right side with his back to the basket against Matt Bullard. Bullard tries to poke it away and does. Grabbed by Steve Francis. Francis pulls things up, waits for his teammates. Out it comes to Collier. Collier now down low. Little left-hand hook is short. Jason Kidd with the rebound. Kidd powers it out of backcourt, right down the middle on the dribble. Keeps coming, takes it up to the hoop. The shot won't fall, but he's bumped and fouled by Kenny Thomas. And we'll see Jason Kidd go back to the free throw line for the Suns.
Well, you sense that Jason Kidd is trying to take over early to try to get his ball club in a good rhythm early. The Rockets are releasing and throwing the ball out. Suns defensively have to be able to judge if Tony Delk shoots the basketball, then the off guard or the off forward has to release defensively and not allow Houston to get an easy opportunity. They're good at doing that.
Kidd gets the first free throw. Both these clubs are perfect from the free throw line so far, and that causes Jason Kidd to miss one. So the Suns are 7 of 8 from the line. Houston a perfect 6 of 6. And the scoreboard shows Houston up by 6 points, 35-29. Steve Francis over on the right side, just inside the 3-point stripe. Gets it cross court to Bullard. Bullard covered by the Suns' Rodney Rogers. Back to Francis, got some room in the lane. Bounce pass, picked off by Kidd. Suns have the steal. Kidd gives it back to Robinson, who can't handle it. And Bullard picks it off, and here comes Houston on the run. Back to Steve Francis. On the right side, Norris for 3. And it's not going to go. Rebound tip to the side. Norris is at it. Goes to the hoop. Score it. Moochie Norris.
Good fake by Moochie Norris. But Steve Francis keying it all with quick hands, keeping the ball alive.
Might mention about Coutinho Mobley. Cut over his right eye, getting stitches. He will come back. But Moochie Norris filling the gap nicely. Here's Cliff Robinson on the drive. And he's knocked right down on the seat of his pants. He's fouled. And picking up the foul will be Thomas. And now coming back into the Houston lineup will be Mo Taylor. Thomas will check out, and Shawn Marion is going to replace Jason Kidd right now in the Phoenix lineup.
On the road, you do not want to rely on jump shots to try to get you a victory. You have to be aggressive and get to the free throw line to get some easy opportunities at least getting yourself back into the ball game for the Suns or increasing your lead. It takes the crowd out of the game and establishes a tempo for you. So the Suns should continue to take the ball at a weak Rocket team defensively.
Well, Cliff Robinson gets the first free throw, misses the second, but one of the Houston players was in the lane. It's a lane violation on the free throw, so Cliff Robinson gets a new life, and he'll get another free toss. We have 6 minutes and 47 seconds remaining here in the first half in Houston, and the next free throw is good. So chalk up 2 more points for Cliff Robinson. It's still a 6-point lead for Houston. 37-31. Robinson with 10 points for the Suns here in the first half. Moochie Norris over on the right side. Keeps the ball moving up and down on the dribble against Delk. Fakes right, drives left, takes it in the lane. His pass is knocked away, picked off by Rodney Rogers. Throws it out on the break, but Steve Francis is able to knock it away. And the Rockets come right back. Over to Norris again, out to Bullard. Sets up for the three. In and out. And the rebound to Cliff Robinson. Now to Tony Delk. Delk down the left side. Delk gets it over to Robinson. A three-point try. Not good. And Mo Taylor controls the rebound for Houston. Up to Francis. Francis over on the right side now. We are midway through the second quarter. Here's the Compaq Center in Houston. Francis on the drive. Reverse layup. Good.
Now he turns Shawn Marion around there, but he does that to a lot of people. And the most important thing is he can finish better than most people in the league.
And Houston is up by 8. Their biggest lead has been 9. The Suns had an early 2-point lead, and that's been it. Sakalidis out of the high post. Gives the ball to Delk left of the lane. Now to Cliff Robinson. Robinson low to Marion. Little push shot. Good. 5-footer baseline rate.
Good pass, and all three players had an opportunity to shoot. They found Shawn.
Houston hitting 48% from the field. The Suns now at 43%. And it's 39-33 the Rockets. Here's Steve Francis, baseline left side, played defensively by Shawn Marion right now. Francis going one-on-one. Here's the spin move. Here's the fake. Out to Norris. Norris bounces it back to Francis. They're running out of time. Francis on the drive. Shot is rejected by Sakalidis, but the shot clock ran out on the Rockets. We're going to get a timeout.
Defense there.
Yep, we're going to get a timeout. 5:09 left in the first half. The score here from Houston, the Rockets 39, Phoenix Suns 33. Be right back. Or more for every assist that Jason makes over the season. And you'll be helping youngsters all over the valley. Every pledge also is entering to win some great prizes. Get all the info and get your pledge form by calling 602-379-7767. 5 minutes and 9 seconds till halftime here in Houston. The Suns trailing by 6 points, 39-33. Suns with the basketball, so Steve Francis finally getting a breather here. Has checked out, and the Suns have the ball, and it'll be Tony Delk bringing it up out of backcourt. Delk gets the ball to Rodney Rogers over the left side, down to Shawn Marion. Marion against Mobley. Marion turns around, little soft shot, in and out, won't go. Sakalidis has the rebound, gets it back to Marion. Marion over on the left side this time against Coutinho Mobley. Here's the drive, finger roll. Now he follows it up, and it'll be offensive basket interference. Tough break there.
I thought the ball was going to go in, but Shawn, being active as he is, he's continuing to attack the glass, but what they're calling is the ball was still above the cylinder, and it had a chance to go in for Shawn.
Houston's bench has scored 17 points. The Suns 6. That's been a factor. And here's one of the scorers off the bench, Moochie Norris, handling the basketball over on the left side. Norris and Mobley, the guards, out to Olajuwon, who's returned. Back to Norris. Norris on the drive in the lane. A nice bouncer that gives Mo Taylor a lay-in.
Well, Moochie Norris can pass the basketball, and the Rockets moving well without the ball, getting in the vision of their point guard.
41-33, Houston on top. Tony Delk down to Shawn Marion. Marion driving, and he's pushed and fouled by Mobley. And Corey Blunt getting ready to return for the Suns, and Jake Sakalidis getting some playing time. We'll check out.
The Rockets just moving well without the basketball, and their point guards are looking for the cutters, and they're getting too many easy opportunities.
Ball comes into Tony Delk. Right back to the Suns, Shawn Marion. Marion left of the lane. He turns. His shot won't go from 14. Rebound Bullard. To Moochie Norris. Ahead to Coutinho Mobley. Mobley over on the right side. Played defensively by Marion, but away from the play now. We get a whistle on a foul inside, and that foul is going to be called on the Suns' Corey Blunt.
Corey battling down there with Olajuwon. Dream has the ability to get down in a hurry to try to get some position because he loves to get the ball on the low block. Corey had no choice.
All right, back to the live action now, and it is Mobley handling the ball out front. Mobley on the dribble, swings it cross court to Taylor. In the corner, Bullard. His shot is blocked by Rogers.
Slammed by Rodney. Matt will hesitate next time.
Well, I see Steve Francis now has gone into the Houston locker room. So we don't know what that's all about, but we'll see if we can get a report from the Houston bench. It appears he went in with some doctors, too. All right, now we're getting a holding foul called on Shawn Marion, and that came before the ball was tossed in from out of bounds, Eddie, so that's a couple of free throws for the Rockets.
Shawn trying to stop Coutinho from getting the basketball, and that's a smart thing because once he gets it, you know he's going to try to isolate you, but you can't grab a player before the ball comes in bounds because it's an automatic 2 free throws.
And Mobley gets the first one, and he can give Houston their biggest lead of this ball game if he knocks down this next free throw. 3 minutes, 48 seconds till halftime. Second meeting of this young NBA season between the Suns and Houston. The next free throw is good, and the Rockets are up by 10. 43-33. Tony Delk in backcourt. Now moves over the time stripe against Houston's Moochie Norris. Pass to Cliff Robinson. Robinson out front to Corey Blunt. One bounce. Back to Delk on the right side. Delk out to Cliff Robinson from 17. It is short. And on the rebound, got a foul called on Corey Blunt of the Suns.
Well, Corey knows what his value to this team is. Defense and trying to get offensive rebounds. And he's attacking, but that wasn't a smart move there because Corey has to be careful because he's being counted on to play some big minutes with Chris Dudley being out with an ankle injury.
Jason Kidd will come in. Blunt will come out. So the Suns going with a smaller lineup now. Tony Delk, Jason Kidd, Shawn Marion, Rodney Rogers, and Cliff Robinson. Out of backcourt comes Moochie Norris for Houston. Rockets going into this game, 5 wins, 5 losses on the year. Suns, of course, 7 wins, 2 losses on this season. Here's Mobley. Jumper from 18. He drills it through.
Well, he worked his way in close. Jason honoring the drive, not wanting to get around him. He just pulled up from 12.
And the Suns having problems scoring points. They're down by 12. Rodney Rogers in from 16, and the shot spins around. Tip-up won't go by Delk, and now the ball goes out of bounds. And the Rockets will have possession.
Tough break for Rodney, but I like what he did. He could have took the 3, moved in, and tried to make a closer shot.
A 12-point Houston lead with 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Houston on top 45-33. Suns shooting 35% from the field. The Rockets 49%. Here's Mobley. Mobley on the drive in the lane out to Olajuwon. He's got a little 8-footer. Good.
Well, he made his name as being one of the best medium-range shooters in the league.
And it is a 14-point Houston lead. And the Suns need some spark. Here's Jason Kidd out front around to Tony Delk. Delk takes the ball into the corner. Looks out to Rodney Rogers. Houston's on an 8-0 scoring run. Rogers off the glass will miss. On the rebound, it's tipped around and in, and that was Cliff Robinson.
Well, I thought Maurice Taylor tipped it in, but Cliff threw his hand up in a hurry. Those are my 2 points.
47-35. Houston on top. And now the palming call is on Mobley. That'll be a Houston turnover. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll get a Suns timeout. We check the score. Houston Rockets 47, Phoenix Suns 35. Back after the timeout. They need some punch here to get back in this ball game. Trailing 47-35. Rodney Rogers the ball on the right side. Gets it out front to Cliff Robinson. Robinson top of the key against Olajuwon to Kidd. Open from 15. Shot won't go. Rebound to Mo Taylor with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Over to Moochie Norris now. Norris way out between the circles. Norris takes it over to the right side on the dribble now. Norris keeps it moving up and down, up and down. 10 seconds on the Houston shot clock. Norris drives to his left. 7 seconds to shoot it. Now 5. Norris will put it up. Missed a 16-footer. And Jason Kidd with the rebound. Outlet to Delk. Delk comes up. Bounces to Rodney Rogers. Goes right to the hoop. Scores it. Count the basket. And he's fouled.
Explosive play by Rodney Rogers. And you have to be really versatile to see if that player is standing outside that dotted line. Rodney sensed that he couldn't get out there in time. Took it to the basket strong.
Mo Taylor picks up his 3rd personal foul. And Rogers will go to the line. He's going to come out. Kenny Thomas will check in, replacing Maurice Taylor. And Rodney Rogers will go to the free throw line here with 1:32 seconds remaining in the first half. So Rogers with the hoop now at the free throw line, and that's good. Suns trying to close the gap before the halftime intermission. And they're within 9. Here is Coutinho Mobley over on the right side, being played defensively by the Suns. Jason Kidd. They open up that side for Mobley. Mobley now driving to the baseline. Goes to the hoop for the shot. Won't get it. Rebound pulled down underneath for Shawn Marion. Bounce it off on the left side for Kidd. Kidd in the corner for Rogers. Rogers to the streaking Daniel Santiago, but he misses a tough shot. It's saved by Rogers out front. The Suns get it back. Santiago running under a full head of steam. Couldn't get that shot to go down. Over on the side, Rogers from 18. He will miss. Rebound tipped up in the air. Kenny Thomas has it for Houston off to Mucci Norris. 47-38. Houston on top. Norris over on the left side. Norris working against the Suns. Jason Kidd out to Thomas. Thomas, angle left side, back to Norris. Norris dancing with a basketball out between the circles, drives to his left. Now comes the other way, takes it to the hoop, misses the layup. Tough break for Norris. He worked hard for the shot, didn't get it. Rebound to Rogers. Up to Jason Kidd. Kidd jumper from 15. Good.
Good. I don't think he expected Jason to shoot the basketball. I think they thought the Suns would try to work the clock down. Jason surprised him.
7-point lead here. Now the Suns want to be tough defensively as Houston will come down looking for the last shot of this first half. And 10 seconds to put it up with the basketball in the hands of Cuttino Mobley. Mobley just looking at the clock. 5 seconds to shoot it. Here's his drive on Kidd from the baseline. Short. Rebound thrown out to Marion. Marion won't get the shot off in time. And he hit what would have been a three-pointer, but the buzzer had already sounded.
Well, it was pretty anyway. But you like the Suns, they came back, showed some energy in the last few minutes, and now they're in range.
Suns ended on a 7-0 run. You don't have to miss a second of exciting Suns basketball to catch the latest news, sports, or weather. For our television audience, take a fast break with Free TV coming up here at halftime. And for our radio network, also a complete news and sports update. For Eddie Johnson, I'm Al McCoy. It's halftime here at the Compaq Center in Houston with a score. Francis, along with Shandon Anderson, Mo Taylor, Walt Williams, and Hakeem Olajuwon. So, Anderson played only 9 minutes in that first half and didn't even have a shot for the Rockets. But he is starting the second half. 47-40, Houston on top. Suns with the basketball, and away we go with the second half underway here at the Compaq Center in Houston, Texas. Kidd over on the right side behind the Robinson screen. Drive in the lane. Tries to dish off. Does to Blunt, and we get a reaching in foul right there. And the foul is going to be on Hakeem Olajuwon of Houston.
Suns got bailed out there. Jason got caught in the air. Couldn't get the shot up. Threw it back to Corey. He really had nowhere to go and got fouled.
So the Suns will have 14 seconds back on the shot clock. And Mario Elie, who spent, of course, part of his career here in Houston, gets the ball out to Kidd. Kidd to the right side. Now we'll get an offensive foul. Offensive foul. And it's on Corey Blunt of the Suns.
The fouls that Corey Blunt gets are good fouls, meaning he's trying to do something constructive, but you can't move when you set a pick up top.
47-40, Houston leading it. Steve Francis now takes the ball down the left side. Holds on, goes inside to Taylor. Taylor powers inside. The ball's knocked away. It's loose, and it's going to belong to the Suns. Well, Taylor tried to keep it alive, but he was out of bounds. So Phoenix will have possession.
Taylor trying to score on one of the best defensive players in the league in Clifford Robinson. Cliff blocks the shot, and Taylor standing on the line.
Suns inbound the ball to Jason Kidd. Kidd up out of backcourt now, gets the ball into the hands of Robinson. Back to Kidd underneath. Little layup, no. Foul, yes. Shot didn't go, but Kidd will go to the line, and Steve Francis will pick up the Houston foul.
Well, when you cut to the basket, you want to make the defender think that you're just going through and Jason just waddling through the lane. All of a sudden, the ball flies past Francis' head, and it's too late.
So Jason Kidd, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He has 9 points, and the first free throw here is not good.
Suns shot the ball well in the first half from the free throw line, only missing one, going 10 for 11. You want to continue that effort.
So Kidd takes a look from that charity stripe. Second try is good. He gets 1 of 2. And once again, the Suns have closed the gap to 6. 47-41 Houston. Steve Francis. He brings the ball up offensively for the Rockets. Pass off on the right side for Shandon Anderson. Anderson out to Walt Williams. 20-footer straight away won't go. Rebound up in the air. Grabbed by Cliff Robinson. Handed off to Kidd. Kidd crosses the time stripe. Out front. Back to Cliff Robinson. Starts to drive in the corner for Marion. Marion has a reaching in foul. Walt Williams picks up the Houston foul.
I like the choices the Suns are making. Cliff could have taken the three-pointer. So could have Shawn Marion. They're putting the ball on the floor, putting pressure on this Rocket defense, and hopefully they're getting the bonus in a hurry if they continue to do this.
Mario Elie to Kidd in the corner. Kidd driving out front now. Back in the corner goes to Cliff Robinson. Out to Kidd. 10 seconds on the Phoenix shot clock. Kidd at the baseline. Kidd bounces it back to Robinson. He'll have to put up the 3 this time. Shazam! He knocks it down. in the zone with AutoZone. And AutoZone writes a $100 check to Suns Charities on the super shot by Cliff Robinson. And now this is the closest the Suns have been in a long time. They're within 3. Robinson with 15 points for the Suns. Here's Mo Taylor. Taylor in the lane. Gets rid of the ball out front. It's grabbed by Anderson. Down low for Francis. Francis going one-on-one. Back to Walt Williams. Williams from 16 hits the shot.
Francis got poked in the eye, crying to the officials. Still had the ability to find Walt Williams wide open in the corner.
Houston 49, the Phoenix Suns 44. We're just into the second half. Third quarter here at the Compaq Center. Jason Kidd on the drive all the way to the hoop. Shot won't go. Rebound knocked down. Picked up by Corey Blunt. Comes out to Mario Elie. Elie at three-point range, but there's only 7 seconds down the shot clock. Elie on the drive. Back it goes to Blunt. 15-footer is good. Corey Blunt.
I don't know if Corey thought that Mario was going to pass it back to him, but luckily he caught the basketball and he shot it in.
And again, the Suns are back within 3 points. 49-46 Houston. Steve Francis over on the left side. Francis looking for Olajuwon, but the ball is knocked down by Corey Blunt. He saves it. It's loose. It'll go out of bounds. Let's wait for the call. It'll belong to the Suns.
Corey's working hard down low. Dream had good position on him, but Corey showing the quickness. Jumping around in a hurry, getting a hand on the basketball.
Good defensive play by Corey Blunt. And now the Suns will inbound. 9 minutes and 35 seconds left here in the third quarter. A 49-46 score with Houston leading it. And Kidd inbounding to Elie, right back to Jason Kidd. Kidd played 21 minutes in the first half. Steve Francis played 19 for Houston, just in case you're wondering. Kidd looks, doesn't take the outside shot, goes low to Cliff Robinson. Little jump hook won't go, and Robinson went down hard. He is fouled on the play. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. And Maurice Taylor will pick up another personal foul.
Rockets having trouble defending the Suns in the post, and the Suns have figured it out. They're continuing to go to Cliff Robinson down low. Maurice Taylor having a tough time dealing with Cliff in the post.
Well, the Rockets have no more team fouls to give. That was their 4th of the quarter with a lot of time left. Robinson's first free throw is up and good. And he'll have another try here. He can get the Suns within 1. Next free throw, good. It's a 1-point ball game. 49-48 Houston. Kenny Thomas has replaced Maurice Taylor in the Rocket lineup. Steve Francis over on the left side. Now comes to his right. Sliding with him defensively, the Sun Jason Kidd. To Walt Williams, back to Francis at 3-point range. Francis down, top of the key. Driving in the lane. Shovels the ball inside, but a 3-second lane violation will turn it over to the Suns, and they have the chance to take the lead for the first time in a long time.
Well, the Suns stepping up their defensive pressure, not allowing the Rockets to find avenues to take the ball to the basket. And Steve Francis is the key player there. If you keep him out of the lane, then they tend to struggle.
Houston has 13 turnovers. The Suns have 10 in the ball game. Jason Kidd with possession. Goes to the right side, looks low, but gives it in the corner to Elie. Now inside to Cliff Robinson. Baseline turnaround, 14-footer won't go. Rebound to Hakeem Olajuwon. He lobs it out front. Can Francis save it? Oh, he just did. Almost lost it. Now brings it up, takes it right in the lane, stops, he's open, 15-footer, no good, and Shawn Marion has the rebound for the Suns. Marion will come up out of backcourt. He has 8 rebounds here in the ball game. Back to Mario Elie. Elie to Marion on the left side, bounce it down to Kidd. Kidd now posting up Francis. Kidd falls back, 14-footer, rims around and comes out. Tough break on the shot. Kenny Thomas with the Houston rebound. Thomas gets the ball back to Francis. Francis on the right side, and now we're going to have a foul called on Corey Blunt of the Suns.
And Corey's saying, what can I do here? Corey, you're doing the right thing. Don't worry about it. He's battling down there with Dream, not allowing him to get good position. And again, I repeat, the fouls that he's gotten tonight, they've been pretty good fouls, hustling and just trying to do the right thing.
That's his 4th personal. He'll come out. Rodney Rogers will check into the Phoenix lineup. Houston with 17 seconds on the shot clock. They get the ball into the hands of Steve Francis. Francis comes way out on the perimeter now. Just clear out. Let me go one-on-one. He drives to the left side. Rogers will pick him up in a switch now. Here's the 3-pointer by Francis. Good.
Well, Steve Francis having a tough time finding people open. He's decided to shoot the basketball.
52-48. Houston with the lead. As Steve Francis knocks down the 3-point field goal for the Rockets. Jason Kidd for the Suns. Looks left, gets the ball to Mario Elie. Elie swings it into the lane on the dribble drive and is tied up. We'll have a jump ball.
Well, I didn't have a good angle there, but Mario seemed to have handed the ball out a little bit, trying to go into his little short running hook move that he has. And Anderson just grabbed the ball and obviously made a good play.
They'll jump for it at the Phoenix free throw line. 7 minutes and 46 seconds remain in this, the third quarter. Waiting for the ball to be tossed up. And finally tipped to the side, and the Suns control it. Shawn Marion over on the right side. Marion bounces it down to Rodney Rogers. Rogers turns against Olajuwon. Starts to back down. Puts his shot up with the left hand. Won't get it. Knocked to the side. And it's grabbed by Steve Francis. Rockets have possession. Francis up out of backcourt. Francis driving in the lane. Francis goes to the hoop. But he's fouled before he can get to the basket. And the foul's on Shawn Marion of the Suns.
Steve Francis has the ability to understand tempo. I think that what puts him up top with a lot of the good guards in the league is he's sensed that his team is having a tough time getting shots. And he's trying to create himself, so the Suns have to be aware and not allow him to get the ball to the basket.
Walt Williams inbounding to Francis. Francis over on the right side, right in front of our courtside location. He's going to pump up another one, and he's going to knock down about an 18-20-footer.
And like I said, he's made up his mind to get his team going, and Jason's got to really be careful and not take the attention away from Steve Francis.
That 1-point lead is now stretched back to 6 again. Here's Shawn Marion at the baseline. Back to Rogers. Out to Kidd. Over to Ellie. Three-pointer short. And the rebound. Controlled by the Rockets. Walt Williams. To Francis. Francis. He is the bread and butter guy. Drives in the lane, and as he gets rid of the ball, he's fouled on the pass-off by Rodney Rogers. Reminder, all of our Suns home games are broadcast in Spanish on KSUN, KSUN, Radio Fiesta 1400 on your AM dial with our good friend Freddie Morales. Bueno. Into Steve Francis now, 54-48, Houston leading it. Suns made a run, got within one, and now Steve Francis has taken over offensively for Houston. Francis at the baseline, whips it to Hakeem Olajuwon, misses it, and who rebounds and scores? Steve Francis.
Well, Francis is one of the best point guards in rebounding also. Jason has to pay attention to him.
56-48, Houston. Jason Kidd out between the circles now. Kidd bounds the ball up and down on the dribble, stops, bounces it down low to Rodney Rogers. Rogers against Kenny Thomas. Up and under, he's fouled. And that's to put him on the free throw line. And the foul will be on Kenny Thomas. Well, America West Airlines is the official airline of the Phoenix Suns. And they give you a lot of options for business or leisure. Give them a call at 1-800-2FLY-AWA. America West Airlines. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Suns Basketball Network. Rodney Rogers' first free throw is good. And the NBA's 6th man of the year last year gets them both. And now we're going to get a timeout. 6 minutes and 16 seconds left in this third quarter. Houston by 6. The Rockets 56, the Suns 50. And we'll be back after the full timeout. Back in it again. They get Houston has Kenny Thomas shooting a three. It won't go. And the Suns will have their basketball trailing by 6 points with now 6 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. See, a lot of these people didn't think you played basketball.
No, they didn't.
Right. Well, we know better. All right. The Suns shooting only 29% from the field in this quarter. Still having problems scoring points. Here is Clifford Robinson over on the left side. Starts to back down, draws double team coverage. Gets it in the far corner to Rodney Rogers for three. Shazam! Mr. Rogers in his neighborhood for a three-point field goal. And now it's a three-point Houston lead. Well, the Suns have closed the gap to one, but haven't been able to regain that lead since very, very early. And now we're going to get an offensive foul. Pushing off. Kenny Thomas called for the offensive foul for Houston, and now technical foul. Technical foul on Houston's Kenny Thomas.
Well, Kenny Thomas is a little upset because Rodney would not allow him to get any position down in the post. Rodney had him pushed out to about 10 feet, and he's just pushing off, and he stuck his arm back to get Rodney out of position, and you just cannot do that. And then you can't throw the ball away. That's an automatic technical foul, especially if you're not Hakeem Olajuwon or Steve Francis or Jason Kidd.
Well said. The technical free throw shot by Rodney Rogers is good. And now the Suns with the basketball, and once again they're putting the heat on the Rockets. It's a 2-point Houston lead. 5.5 minutes now remaining here in the third quarter. Mario Ellie handling the ball up out of backcourt for the Suns. Starts to drive to his right side. Bounces the ball off to Cliff Robinson. Robinson against Hakeem Olajuwon. Robinson on the drive in the lane. Shot is up. Will it go? No! Bounces off. Rebound Olajuwon. Off to Steve Francis. Francis. Little spin move against Kidd. Takes it into the lane. Now still keeps the ball moving up and down on the dribble. Takes it over to the left side. Out front it comes to Shandon Anderson. Back to Francis. Francis waiting. Francis starts to drive into the corner, and we'll get a blocking foul on Cliff Robinson of the Suns.
Suns playing good defense. They're not allowing Houston to really get into any rhythm offensively. They made up their mind, I think, halfway through the second quarter, and they forced Houston to really make some tough decisions offensively.
Steve Francis ran all the way over to the bench to talk with Coach Rudy Tomjanovich. Now he's back, gets the ball, takes it in the corner. Out front it comes to Olajuwon. Olajuwon's jumper from 15, good.
But as he's gotten older, he's moved his game out away from the basket, and he still has the ability to knock down that jump shot.
So the Suns get close, but that is all they've done so far. 58-54 Houston. Jason Kidd over the right side, up to Rodney Rogers. Rogers shovels the ball to Marion. Marion up from 14. Swish, it's good.
Shawn not getting a lot of looks, the looks that he liked, but he's been able to nail down the ones that he gets a chance to shoot.
Well, he is 4 of 10 from the field. He has 8 points, 8 rebounds. Again, talking about the Suns, Shawn Marion. 58-56, a 2-point Houston lead. Rocket Steve Francis out front, behind an Olajuwon screen. Dishes in the corner to Williams, who puts it up from there, won't get it. Rebound Francis. Francis puts it on the floor, gets it out to Olajuwon. Olajuwon able to bump Cliff Robinson out of the way, and his 14-footer is good.
Well, he's strong, and Cliff tried to take the bump to draw the charge. The officials didn't buy it, and that's where Dream has made his name around that free throw line.
14 points, 8 rebounds for Hakeem Olajuwon. Jason Kidd on the drive, goes to the hoop for a finger roll, won't get him. Hangs on the front of the rim and comes off to Olajuwon. To Williams, up to Kenny Thomas. Kenny Thomas on the drive. His shot, that's an offensive foul. Shot didn't go. It's 60-56 Houston. And Kenny Thomas has picked up his 5th personal.
And Cliff read the scout report. He knows that Kenny Thomas is not comfortable pulling up shooting jump shots, knowing he's going to try to take the ball all the way to the basket. Cliff just camps out there, and he just runs over him.
Houston 60, the Suns 56. 3.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Ball comes into Mario Ellie. Ellie brings the ball up out of backcourt. Kidd breaks inside. Now comes around on the perimeter. Gets the return pass from Ellie. Out front, Cliff Robinson. 17-footer straight away. Yes, indeed, it's good.
Well, the Suns are moving the ball, and they're finding the hot hand tonight, and that's been Cliff Robinson.
19 points for Cliff Robinson. A 2-point Houston lead. Steve Francis, right side of the court for the Rockets now. Francis starts to move right. Now comes back the other way. Pumps up an 18-footer and hits it.
Well, it's getting to the point where the Houston guards are going to start to try and take over the ball game. So look for Coutinho and Steve Francis to shoot most of the shots.
And it's 62-58 Houston. 17 points for Steve Francis of the Rockets. Jason Kidd on the drive. Stop. Dishes off to Ellie. Ellie down low to Rogers. Rogers turns with the left hand, and it's swatted away by Olajuwon. And grabbed by Walt Williams of Houston. Now lead pass for Olajuwon. In deep, he is tripped up. Ball goes out of bounds. And now we've got Francis and Rodney Rogers with a few words. And the Rockets jump in immediately. Coutinho Mobley, who was in there. And now Olajuwon telling Steve Francis to move out of the way. And Rodney Rogers is upset with the little guy.
Well, I think Rodney was upset on the other end. Something happened, and he put a hard foul on Hakeem.
Hold it. Rodney Rogers has been thrown out of the game.
Because he continued the argument, Al, and the officials said, quiet down and have it under control. And when you continue it, they're going to shoot you out of the ball game.
Well, it was a pretty quick whistle. Rodney Rogers has been thrown out of this ball game with 2:32 remaining in the third quarter. Wow. Well,
they took exception at the hard foul on Drink.
Yeah.
And that's what started it all. And Coutinho Mobley, I think, helped it by jumping into the fray.
We got a timeout here. 2:32 left third quarter. A 4-point Houston lead. We'll be back after these messages. Oh, brother. A hand and wrist, and that's when Rodney got upset. Then they went to the other end, Eddie. Hakeem got the ball, and Rodney wasn't going to let him have a layup. He just grabbed him and fouled him, and then put him on the floor. And then Cuttino Mobley jumped into the fray as Steve Francis was having a few words with Rogers. So a technical went to Rodney Rogers, a technical to Mobley, and then Rodney Rogers ejected from the game.
Right, and I felt that Cuttino Mobley is the one that started all of that. Everything was under control. Steve Francis and Rodney just woofing at each other. He's over there laughing. I mean, it was a hard foul, but it wasn't a dangerous foul. And
not at all, and it was, you know, you're not going to give the guy the layup. And that was the situation. So the technical foul on Rogers will be, the free throw will be attempted here by Francis. And he gets it. And then we had the personal foul on Rodney Rogers, so Hakeem Olajuwon will have 2 free throws.
Yeah, and it's tough for the Suns because they were working their way back into the ballgame.
And they call it a flagrant foul. So the Rockets will have the ball back after this.
Right.
First free throw is good.
This is almost like a 6-point possession.
Yes.
For the Rockets.
So Hakeem Olajuwon getting the first free throw, and the second one will not go. But now, with the flagrant foul, the Rockets will have the ball. Matt Bullard has checked in for Houston. And for the Suns, Tony Delk has come into the lineup. This is all happening here with 2:32 left in the third quarter. And again, Suns' Rodney Rogers has been ejected from the game. Houston gets the ball out to Mobley. Mobley over on the left side, starts his drive on Kidd, takes it to the hoop, and doesn't get the driving layup. Rebound pulled down by Shawn Marion. 64-58 after the Suns had come within 2. Houston with the lead. Getting close to 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Kidd to Cliff Robinson. Robinson back to Kidd in the corner. Down low for Robinson. Deflected away. Saved by Marion. 8 seconds to shoot it. Back to Cliff Robinson to the hoop. Oh, he misses the layup. Heartbreak Hotel.
Thought he was going to get fouled.
Woo. Rebound Walt Williams off to Francis. Under 2 minutes now remaining in the third quarter. Francis will walk the ball up out of backcourt for the Rockets, who have a 6-point lead, 64-58. Steve Francis behind a Matt Bullard screen. Pumps up a 22-footer that's short. Rebound to Shawn Marion. Marion brings the ball up out of backcourt himself. Over the time stride. Moves to the left side. Takes it to the baseline. Out to Cliff Robinson. About a 15-footer, but it's in and out. Won't go. Rebound to Walt Williams with a minute and a half remaining to be played in the third quarter. Ball goes over to Cuttino Mobley. Mobley over on the left side. Mobley at 3-point range, working against Delk. Mobley takes it in closer, goes in low to Olajuwon. The layup by Hakeem is good.
Olajuwon finding a new way to play. Normally that's him isolating. Found a way to sneak in and get a layup.
And Houston is back up by 8 points again. Approaching 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. Here's Tony Delk off on the right side to Cliff Robinson. Drives to the basket, and he gets the layup this time.
Good drive by Cliff.
21 points for Robinson on the night. And again, Houston by 6, 66-60. They led by 7 at the halftime intermission. Over on the side now, Cuttino Mobley. Mobley waiting, looking over to head coach Rudy Tomjanovich, who's running the shot clock down to 5, 4, 3. Now Mobley puts up a shot, misses about a 17-footer. Rebound to Marion up to Kidd. Half a minute remaining here in the third quarter. Kidd to the right side. Here's the lob for Robinson. Makes the catch, bounces it out to Ellie. Now to Delk. Delk throws the ball to Kidd. Kidd with the fake is tripped up and fouled by Mobley. And both these teams are over the team foul limit, so Jason Kidd will go to the Suns free throw line.
Well, good movement of the basketball. Tony Delk has to start looking at the basket, though. I think he struggled a little bit offensively with his shot. And it seems like he's catching the ball, looking to pass right away. He has to use his quickness and his ability to try to get into the paint to get some easy shots.
Delk is 0 for 4. Francis has 18 points. Kidd has 10. And Kidd will miss the first free throw. Daniel Santiago will now come into the Phoenix lineup. Cliff Robinson will get a few extra seconds to rest before the third quarter comes to an end. And Kidd will wait for his second free throw. 22 seconds remaining in the third period. Next free throw by Kidd is good. 66-61 Houston. And Steve Francis brings the ball slowly up out of backcourt. And he's met there by the Suns' Jason Kidd.
Well, they're going to flatten it out and just let him penetrate.
Yep. Francis hanging on out front. 7 seconds to shoot it. Now 6. Francis on the drive. Keeps coming in underneath. Shot won't go. Rebound tipped up. Follow-up won't go. They bang it around. And finally it goes in. It's waved off. Suns got a break.
Huge break there.
So the third quarter comes to an end here at Houston. With the score, the Rockets 66, the Phoenix Suns 61. Fourth quarter coming right up. You mentioned 37% to the ball. Steve Francis, pass, knocked down. Kidd for the steal, and Kidd comes up with a basketball. Moochie Norris chasing him. He and Francis are the guards. Jason Collier is in there. Lob underneath, and it is Shawn Marion flying up to jam it down through.
Going high over Matt Bullock, who can only jump a half an inch, so it looked like Shawn jumped 10 feet.
And it's 66-63. Suns within 3. Steve Francis over on the left side. Mobley, Moochie Norris, all in there. Francis takes it down low, into the lane, out to Bullard. Bullard gets in for a 15-footer that won't fall. But the rebound is Steve Francis all by himself.
Well, he's active in there, and he's like a mirror image of Jason and hanging around the basket. Somebody has to get a body on him.
The Suns now have Santiago in there. By the way, Francis down with 20 points. Here's Tony Delk looking for his first hoop of the night. Puts it up, won't get it. Tip in. Good. Daniel Santiago.
Daniel needed that one. He's been struggling a little bit, just getting in foul trouble and not really getting good opportunities.
68-63 Houston. Cat Mobley with the ball at three-point range for the Rockets against Shawn Marion. Mobley on the drive and misses the driving layup. Oh, wow. Rebound to Shawn Marion for the Suns. Up to Jason Kidd. Kidd over on the angle left side now, handling the basketball for the Suns. In the corner it goes to Mario Elie. Elie gives it back to Kidd in the corner. In low for Santiago. Here's the sweeping hook shot. Off the back of the rim, won't go. Rebound tipped over to Steve Francis. Francis in a hurry this time. Stop, pass in the middle, knocked away. And let's see what the call's going to be. It still will belong to Houston.
Well, Rudy, with these 3 guards in the lineup, any one of them can lead the break. That's what makes them so dangerous. And then trailing, you have Bullock and Collier who can shoot the jump shot.
Francis inbounding to the rookie Jason Collier. 7-footer for the Rockets. He gets the ball out down to Moochie Norris. Norris over on the left side, left of the key. Backs away beyond the 3-point stripe. Now Norris wants to move against Shawn Marion. Into the lane, forces a shot up that doesn't go, but he's fouled. Norris will go to the free throw line, and Shawn Marion will pick up the foul. Well, Suns basketball is brought to you by Budweiser. With the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer.
Well, get ready for a lot of isolations, a lot of ball pounding and hesitation, dribbles, knee jerks, all that stuff that these guards use now. Because this is the Rockets' quarter.
Get a technical foul. Coach Scott Skiles getting the technical as Norris misses the first free throw. Well, the Suns have been a frustrating crew the last 2 ball games, Eddie. They have not been happy with the way the officiating's been going at all.
Yeah, and the key thing is you can't carry frustration over from game to next. And they were obviously frustrated last night in the New York game, didn't get a lot of calls they felt they should have gotten. This Houston team is not a strong team defensively. And the Suns just need to continue to keep composure, because if they do it defensively, because they know what this team is going to run, they're going to isolate it. So if you give good help defense and stay alert, this team will give you a chance to win the ball game.
Mobley hits the technical free throw, and Norris hits his second. So that turns into a 3-point play for the Rockets, and they're back up 70-65. Shawn Marion with the ball out front now, drives to his left against Bullard, hands it off to Tony Delk. Delk still looking for his first shot, gets rid of the ball, and as he passes, he's fouled. And the foul is on Moochie Norris. Norris will pick up the personal foul.
Well, Tony made a mistake there, trying to go in and elevate to try to get his shot off, but heard the whistle and passed the basketball. When you hear that whistle, you have to throw it up toward the rim so you can get 2 free throws.
Suns could use a big quarter for Tony Delk. He's 0 for 5 shooting in this ballgame. Not like him at all. Here's Shawn Marion low, pulls back, 14-footer, looks short, it is. Rebound tapped out front, saved by Kidd, and is he fouled? I think we could say he was. The official a little hesitant, but Steve Francis all over him, and Francis will pick up the personal foul for Houston.
Well, for the youngsters, what you have to do is learn from that. Jason probably could have kept his balance, but anytime a player jumps on your back, you fall down. That forces the official to make a call, and now the Suns get a break. They get closer to the bonus, and then you get another foul on Steve Francis.
Cliff Robinson will return for the Suns, replacing Ellie. Robinson with 21 points leads the Suns in scoring. Suns at the ball on the new shot clock. Kidd over to Shawn Marion. Marion on the right side starts his drive, pulls up from 14, can't get the shot. Santiago rebounds, still won't go, but he's fouled. Santiago crashing the offensive board. He is fouled on the play by Mobley.
Well, one of the things that Houston gives up when they play a small lineup like they have on the floor is the ability to rebound. And Santiago senses that, crashing the board.
So Santiago at the free throw line. Santiago played in Varese in Italy the last 2 seasons. His first free throw is up and good, and he will have another try. Suns home Wednesday night at America West Arena hosting New Jersey. Tickets available. Next free throw by Santiago is good. He gets them both. And it is a 3-point Houston lead, 70-67. Rockets with Mucci Norris bringing the ball up into the offensive zone now. Norris out front. Dishes off on the right side for Mobley. Mobley right of the key. Mobley pulls back for the jumper and buries it.
Well, he averages 10 points a game in the fourth quarter alone. That tells you that they're going to give him many opportunities.
And he had a smile on his face as he went back defensively. Jason Kidd out front to Robinson. Throws it inside. Knocked down. Robinson saves it. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Robinson on the drive. Loses the ball. Slips away out of bounds. Tough break.
Well, Matt Bullock's guarding Clifford Robinson. His eyes are lighting up.
And we're going to get a timeout. 8 minutes and 56 seconds left in this ball game in the fourth quarter. It's Houston 72, Suns 67. Back after the timeout.
Their business on the offensive end, and that's go at the weakness that's out there. And I think Matt Bullock and Collier do not have the ability to guard people. They need to try to attack them.
Houston with the basketball. Mobley over on the right side. And palmed the ball. That's the second time he's been called for that in the game tonight.
Well, they do it 50 times a game. And every now and then the official says, okay, that's enough. And then they let him come down and do it 10 more times.
17 Houston turnovers. The Suns with 11. And the Suns with a basketball. Kidd over to Cliff Robinson. Bullard guarding him for Houston. Out top Santiago. Around on the left side for Shawn Marion. Bounds it down to Robinson. Posting up Bullard. Takes him down low in the lane. Little fade away. Just short. Rebound tipped to the side. And Mucci Norris grabs it quickly off to Steve Francis for the Rockets. Francis fakes left. Moves right in the lane. Gives to Bullard in the corner for 3. And he hits it.
The one player on the floor you cannot leave. That's the only thing that Matt Bullock can do is what he did there.
75-67 Houston on top. The Suns get the ball out front to Tony Delk. Delk on the drive, puts the shot up and scores his first field goal of the game.
Good for Tony. We need some type of energy from him offensively.
75-69, Houston leads it. A lot of time left in it, just under 8 minutes. Bullard for another 3, won't get this one. Rebound to Shawn Marion. Marion starts up out of backcourt. He has 13 rebounds to go with his 10 points. Marion stops, back to Kidd on the left side. Bounces it down to Cliff Robinson. Robinson inside, wheels it to Kidd. Over it goes to Tony Delk. Delk on the drive, pushes up a 12-footer. It's good.
Well, Tony struggled with the jump shot, but he's made 2 tough shots in a row.
And the Suns are within 4, 75-71. Out of backcourt comes Mobley. Shawn Marion with another double-double, as we mentioned a moment ago. Pass comes out front to Bullard. In the corner they go to Francis. Kidd knocks the ball away out of bounds. Still will belong to Houston. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Again, isolation kick. Suns on the weak side defensively just have to be aware and not gamble too much and lead those 3-point shooters.
Ball is inbounded out front to Mucci Norris. Norris drives to his right, dishes off to Mobley, bangs into Santiago. Mobley drives. Shawn Marion blocks the shot. Gathered in by Tony Delk. Delk flips the ball back to Marion. Marion is fouled as he drives down the lane to the basket.
Well, Francis had no choice. Either he fouls Shawn Marion or the ball is going to be flushed in the rim. He made a wise decision, although he's still arguing the call.
So Francis picks up the personal with just over 7 minutes remaining in the ball game. And Shawn Marion will go to the free throw line. Again, Marion 10 points, 13 rebounds. And the first free throw's good. So it's now 75-72 Houston.
Shawn pretty quiet offensively in this ball game, but Shawn Marion has shown that he can do other things well.
Bo Taylor in replacing Jason Collier for Houston. And Shawn Marion waiting to put up his second free throw attempt. Marion with the look and gets both free throws. So the Suns are back within 2 again, 75-73. Now, let's see if they can hold the Rockets. Here's Steve Francis. Francis calls out a set play to his Houston teammates. Gets it out front to Bullard. Over on the left side for Norris. Norris at three-point range. Norris backs away. Norris now starts the drive. Takes it inside and draws the foul. With Robinson there defensively, he'll pick up the personal foul.
And you had a disadvantage with this type of offense because you have to say to yourself as a defender, do I back off and let the guy shoot the jump shot, or do I try to contest him and then give him the ability to drive around me? So this is an offense that's pretty potent, but it's one-dimensional and it's kind of boring.
Norris is a 65% free throw shooter, but his first one here is up and good. Getting the continuation as he took that ball to the basket. Washington beat Boston tonight, and Toronto beat Milwaukee. Those final scores. Games are over. Norris gets the 2 free throws. So the Suns continue to get close, but they have not been able to regain the lead since midway through the opening quarter. Now it's 77-73 the Rockets. Tony Delk over on the left side, goes down low to Santiago. Ball's deflected away. Santiago tries to get it. He trips over one of the Houston players down there at the baseline who had his foot out, and the Suns lose the ball in kind of a strange play.
And if that's the case, I don't know why the ball is going to. Oh no, he just rolled his ankle.
Yeah, he did. He did. Rolled the ankle right in front of one of the Rocket players. Happened down at the other end of our broadcast location. Here's Bucci Norris now for Houston. Norris going to work on Cliff Robinson, who again finds himself guarding the little guard. Norris on the drive out to Taylor. Taylor, high-arching 15-footers, an air ball. And it's grabbed off by Shawn Marion. Just over 6 minutes left in this ball game. 77-73 the Rockets. Ball in the hands of Jason Kidd. Bounce it down to Marion. Marion out front to Kidd. Right back to Marion, and he's fouled by Norris. And that will put Houston over the team foul limit, I do believe. Either the 4th, no, it is the 5th. So they're over the team foul limit here, Eddie, with over 6 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, and Shawn Marion's nice because if that was me and I had Moochie Norris guarding me, I would have been in that post every time. Coach Giles would have been screaming at me, get out of there, that's not the play. But I'm like, look, I got a 6-foot guy on me down here. Give me the basketball.
So Shawn Marion at the free throw line. He's 2 for 2 tonight, and his first one here is up and good. Hakeem Olajuwon returns for Houston, and Bullard will check out. And Marion will wait for his second free throw. Again, the Suns can cut that Houston lead to 2.
They keep getting close, but just can't find a way to get over the hump.
Both free throws are good. We'll get a Houston timeout. Here it is, 6 minutes, 2 seconds left in the ball game. The Rockets 77, Suns 75. Back after the full timeout.
For a guy that really doesn't get a lot of touches anymore, so you would think that they try to find a way to get him the basketball.
Bucci Norris handles the ball up out of backcourt for Houston. Drives to his left. Bounces it into the cutting Mobley, whose shot won't go, but he draws the foul. They designed that play during the timeout, and Cliff Robinson picks up that foul. That's his 5th personal.
And that's what Rudy does. He'll run his isolations, and then after a timeout, he will design a play that will surprise you. I think the Suns was expecting the one-on-one isolation type offense that they've seen the last few minutes. But believe me, they're going to go right back to it after their next trip down the floor.
Mobley's first free throw is not good. He is 4 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line tonight. He gets the next free throw, and it is a 3-point, 78-75 Houston lead. Suns with Tony Delk, Jason Kidd, Shawn Marion, Cliff Robinson, and Daniel Santiago. They're pulling Santiago away from the hoop, trying to pull the dream away. Ball is knocked away from Cliff Robinson, and that's a foul. And Steve Francis is the guy that picks up that personal foul, and Cliff Robinson will go to the free throw line for the Suns.
And that's his 5th foul. So you would think that Jason would start going at Steve Francis to try to get him out of the ballgame.
5 minutes and 38 seconds remain in this 4th quarter. Cliff Robinson at the free throw line for the Suns. First one is good. Robinson with 22 points, and he's 5 for 5 from the line. You know, these two teams played earlier in the month in Phoenix. Robinson scored 30 and was a perfect 12 of 12 free throw shooting. Here's the second free throw. It's good. So good to see Robinson back on track, and it is a 1-point Houston lead. 78-77. Mobley up out of backcourt. Comes down the right side against the Suns. Shawn Marion. Mobley starts to drive on Marion. Now backs away in the corners. He couldn't break through. Brings it out, looks in low. He's covered by Marion. Tight defensively. Out it comes to Moochie Norris. They're running out of time. Norris on the drive. Puts it up, won't get it. Rebound is saved in the corner by Mobley with a new shot clock. He loses the ball, gets it back, and he's got Mo Taylor underneath. Finds him for a jam.
Helter-skelter offense there. Mobley trying to draw the foul. Didn't get it, and then found Taylor wide open.
A 3-point Houston lead. Kidd with a basketball. Pulls up from 18. Looks good. Is good. And again, it's a 1-point Houston lead. 80-79. 4 minutes, 46 seconds left in the ball game. Jason Kidd with 13 points in the ball game. 7 assists. Handling the basketball again. Coutinho Mobley against the Suns. Shawn Marion. Mobley inside the 3-point stripe. Fakes. It's isolation time. Go to the hoop and score.
I mean, he's tough. He is extremely tough, and he's left-handed, which makes it tough for a right-handed player to guard him.
Amazing. He was a second-round draft pick by Houston when he came out of the University of Rhode Island. Mobley. Here's Cliff Robinson. Out left of the key. Bounce the ball to Kidd. Wants to go against Francis, who has 5 fouls. Can't get loose for the shot in the corner. Cliff Robinson, 3-pointer, no good. Rebound pulled down by Mobley. 82-79 the Rockets, and we have 4 minutes left in this ball game. Mobley again handling the ball. Again, they isolate him against Marion. He pulls up for the jumper. Won't get this one, and Marion with the rebound. Marion out of backcourt. Hands the ball back to Jason Kidd. Kidd way out on the perimeter on the left side. Kidd stops, looks, puts up a 3, but it won't go. Rebound, Mobley has it at the baseline for the Rockets. 82-79, Houston. Mobley, pass ahead to Francis. And now we're getting an offensive foul on Olajuwon, who just put Santiago right down on the floor.
Daniel's learning. It's about acting sometimes. And Dream came down with force, and Daniel felt like a sack of bricks hit him in the chest. The Suns, the last 2 possessions, have really gone away from taking the ball to the basket and trying to get to the free throw line. They're in the bonus.
Here comes Cliff Robinson out on the angle left side, handling the basketball, and now we get an offensive foul on Tony Delk. That hurts.
Yeah, because every possession counts now, because the Rockets are going to milk time off of the clock with their isolations. You need to take advantage.
82-79 Houston. And now Moochie Norris is walking the ball up over the time stripe, using seconds off that shot clock. Gets behind Olajuwon, drives right side, give it to Mobley. Mobley fakes left, still moves, goes to his right. Mobley in underneath, shot knocked away. It'll go out of bounds, still will belong to Houston. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Mobley will inbound, I believe. Nope, he doesn't want to throw it in. They want a timeout instead. With 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in the ball game here in the 4th quarter. Houston with an 82-79 lead. We'll get a timeout called. We'll be back after the full timeout.
Shooting the ball.
6 seconds on the shot clock for Houston. Norris inbounds it, but we're going to get a foul here. Taylor picks up the foul just as the ball was being inbounded. That's his 5th, and the Suns get a break in the basketball, and now they've got to come down and take advantage of it. 3:08 left in the ball game. Houston up by 3, 82-79. Jason Kidd up out of backcourt, looks right, brings it left, stops, out to Cliff Robinson. Here's the drive, charge, offensive foul. Banged into Mo Taylor, and it's an offensive foul on Cliff Robinson. That's his 6th personal. He's out of the ball game.
I'll tell you why I didn't like that call, because Cliff was not driving straight at the basket. He was driving on an angle, and Mo Taylor kind of slid over and stuck his outside leg in and got the call. That was a tough call there.
3 minutes exactly remain in the ball game. So the Suns lose Cliff Robinson, who has 23 points on the night. Corey Blunt will replace him. Houston at the ball, 3-point lead. 82-79. Up out of backcourt comes Mobley. Mobley over on the angle right side. Mobley again working against Marion. They isolate Mobley. Everybody's over on the other side of the court. Mobley puts up the 16-footer. Swish! He got it.
What can you say? I think Shawn is doing a good job.
Here's a steal by Steve Francis. He took the ball away from Jason Kidd. Francis out front, and it's a 5-point Houston lead, and they can use the clock with 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. So Francis with a big steal. Now we get an illegal defense against the Suns. That'll be their second. It's a technical. So not a good sequence here for the Suns, that's for sure.
Well, Francis picked his time. Never really pressured Jason Kidd the whole ball game, and all of a sudden when you go to sleep, a guy can jump in and get a steal from you.
So the technical free throw put up by Francis, it is good. It is now 85-79, Houston with the lead. Paul McPherson, who has not played at all tonight, the first-year player from DePaul University, checked into the Phoenix lineup, and he'll go against Mobley. They get the ball into Mobley. Mobley against McPherson. Mobley will test him. You can rest assured of that. They go one-on-one. Mobley on the drive, and McPherson pokes it away out of bounds, but it still will belong to the Rockets. 6 seconds on the shot clock.
Good defense right there by Paul, and Paul has the ability to elevate with Coutinho, which will help.
Francis to inbound for Houston. Francis gets it out front. To Olajuwon in the lane, and he puts it up and in.
Everyone expecting Coutinho to get the basketball, and Olajuwon got it.
Timeout Suns. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the ball game. And again, the Suns have just been able to get close. And close isn't good enough. 87-79, Houston will take a 60-second timeout. Be back in a minute. 15 seconds remaining in this ball game. Houston stretching that lead to 87-79. And by the way, Hakeem Olajuwon with 19 points, Eddie. That's his season high. 19 points and 10 boards.
Well, they say that he's starting to get healthy. He battled the illness, and they finally found some medication that really helped him, and he seems to be rounding back into form.
Now the Suns come back after the timeout. Kidd out front. Olajuwon pokes it away. Gives it to Norris, and he'll be fouled by Kidd. Well, Olajuwon came out to pick up Jason Kidd, reached around and poked the ball right back to Moochie Norris. Norris is fouled. And
Dream is having one of these flashback games where he's doing all the things that made him one of the best centers in the history of the league. And doing that is one of the ways that he created problems for a lot of teams, is his quick hands.
Foul on Kidd. Houston with the ball. Inbounded to Francis in backcourt. Francis will come up over the time stripe. 87-79 Houston. Now this ball game has 2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Francis on the drive in the lane. Suns converge, and he's tied up. There'll be a jump ball. So the Suns defense right there, right place, right time.
Well, we need this jump ball. That's the most important part. Good defensive effort there, but if we do not get the jump ball, then it's all for naught, because then they get another possession in their hands, and we need this basketball.
Corey Blunt will jump against Steve Francis at the Houston free throw line. Ready for the ball to be tossed up between the two. Waiting, waiting, waiting. The ball is up, and it's tipped to Jason Kidd. Suns have a 2-on-1. Kidd to Delk. Delk to the hoop. Score it, Tony Delk. Now it's 87-81. 6-point Houston lead with 1:45 to go. In backcourt, Moochie Norris, and little foul called on Tony Delk. Little touch foul on Delk. And both these clubs over the team foul limit. So Moochie Norris will make his way to the free throw line for Houston.
He's really not a good free throw shooter, so in a sense that is a good foul if you're going to foul someone. He's shooting 64%.
He puts the first one up here, and it's good. He is 4 of 5 from the line tonight, so he's trying to pad that shooting percentage from the free throw stripe, Eddie. And he'll have another try right here. Suns have 25 of 28 from the line. Houston 17 of 20, and Norris gets both free throws to help the Rocket cause. 89-81, an 8-point Houston lead. Kidd, 22-footer, no good. Rebound is grabbed by Shawn Marion, and he's fouled. Mobley will pick up the foul. Marion will go to the line with 1:34 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Well, the Suns need these 2 free throws, and then they're going to have to find a way to pressure full court and see if they can force a turnover. If not, then they're going to have to try to stop this clock and foul someone.
Suns' next two games will be at home. Wednesday night hosting New Jersey. Friday night hosting Golden State at America West Arena. First free throw by Marion is good. Mario Ellie will come in replacing Tony Delk now. And again, 1 minute, 34 seconds left in the game. Be sure and stay with us for our post-game coverage. And both free throws by Marion are good. Suns are going to pressure slightly, it looks like, with 1 minute 34 to go, trailing by 6. Now they are putting on pressure. Mario Ellie, Jason Kidd, Steve Francis breaks out of backcourt with the ball, bounces it off to Mobley. Then again, Paul McPherson will defend him. Mobley just holds the ball. They want to run the shot clock down, use the time. That's their strategy. And the clock is on their side. Mobley on the drive, go to the hoop, doesn't get the shot, but a whistle and a foul will send Mobley to the line. And picking up the foul, Corey Blunt.
When you have two players of Steve Francis' ability and Cuttino Mobley who can get to the basket every time they want to, that's extremely dangerous. And the Phoenix Suns saw one for many years in Kevin Johnson. That's what made Kevin Johnson so good, is his ability to break down people and get to the basket, especially late in games, to get people in foul trouble and then score a bucket.
KJ was in a class all by himself in that category. Mobley gets one of the two free throws. Suns want a timeout. 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this ball game. Things looking good for the Rockets. They lead by some at 90-83. We'll take a 60-second timeout and be back with you in a minute. Off in the official. It is a three-point Rocket lead. 9.9 seconds to go. It comes into Blunt. Blunt gets the ball to Shawn Marion. Marion can't shoot it. It's knocked away, and it's stolen by Olajuwon. He'll throw it out to Francis. He'll jam it. Houston's going to win the ball game. Well, it backfired on the Suns.
Yes, it did. I think the ball touched too many hands there. I think you get the ball into the shooter's hands right away, or the guy that's going to make the decision. It didn't happen for the Suns. The ball never touched Jason Kidd's hands.
It's inbounded, but it's all over. There was just 0.8 of a second remaining, and the ball was inbounded to Blunt, but Hakeem Olajuwon was able to make a big play, throw it the length of the court. Francis electrified the crowd with a jam. I think too many people did handle it. Marion had it. Olajuwon was there to double team. They were able to knock the ball away. Olajuwon then threw it out for Francis. He came up with a flying slam dunk, and the crowd here in Houston goes home happy. Final score, Rockets 94, Suns 89. We'll be right back.